a situation that arose on Christmas Eve when both Southampton and Bournemouth were both fogged out and nothing was going to move.
Normally you're allowed to do up to a 2-hour extension, and I remember Christmas Eve it was particularly bad weather, freezing fog actually.
And normally if Southampton is foggy, Bournemouth isn't, and vice versa. But in this particular case, they were both fogged out, and we had a lot of people wanting to get home for Christmas.
And we, with the agreement with the controller, who was the then controller, we said that we would rather stay as long as possible on Christmas Eve than have to go into work on Christmas Day, because of everybody wants to be with their families basically.
So they put them all on coaches and buses and took them to Bristol, which was the nearest place we could get to that got good weather. And at that time we were flying Trilanders and short 360s. And what they did was we had about half a dozen Trilanders who came up here, and we went direct Bristol to Alderney, and those that we knew we couldn't carry because we hadn't got enough time and space, they sent the short 360 up to Bristol and brought them all the way down to Guernsey. And then when we'd finished with that run, we then went backwards and forwards to Guernsey, bringing them up here. I must admit, the honour of disturbing midnight mass on Christmas Eve, and I remember the vicar at the time, a very lovely fella, and saying to Mags, "And where's your husband?" Just at that time it went over the top, and she said, "Up there," and that was the last one in.
What was so nice, it was a family that got off the plane with husband, wife and children, and they were so pleased to, and everybody really pulled out the stops that day, all really worked very hard.
And I am not sure that the system would even let you do that now.
So it was one of the longest. I don't think that will be beaten actually. I don't think it'll ever go as long as that again.
But that, I think, was probably the most memorable thing, because there was so much goodwill from the public. We got more than our share of brownie points for that. Everywhere you went, it was, "Oh, thanks, we got our daughter in, we got this in, we got that in," because if they hadn't have got in, they wouldn't have been here for Christmas.
And so it was a real happy ending, if you see what I mean.